You know, if you've ever been in a situation where you needed a little bit of backup power for a device that's run off of USB, you know how handy a little portable charger can be. Well, these new chargers take that to a whole new level. They're bigger, they're more powerful, and they have more solar panels than the original ones that just had one. So today we're taking a look at this backup charger. It's a Riapow 26,800 milliamp hour solar battery bank. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now I certainly have reviewed these in the past, and I even have something similar to this without the same capacity. I think it's like a 20,000 milliamp hour. This one has 26,800 milliamp hours, and it uses the lithium polymer battery, so you got lots of recharges and lots of energy left in it. One of the things I like about it is it's got 4 panels. You guys are probably familiar with the solar chargers, little battery backups that come with 1 panel like that. And that's good, but let's face it, that's going to take like a week or two to charge a battery that big. With this one, you get the additional total of 4 panels for 6 watts total, and you at least stand some chance of recharging this to some extent. This can also, I guess the best way to say is it's kind of like pass-through mode. If you're charging this, if this is low and you're charging it, it will charge your device as well, which is kind of neat. I did run this all the way down to test that, and it wasn't powering anything up, and then I put it out in the sun, and sure enough, my device started getting charged. So even when this is dead, with this panel array here, you will be able to charge your devices. It does have a light on it. It's a small little LED light, but it's handy. Comes with a cable. It's a USB-C, so you will have quicker charging on it. And that's the box, and that's pretty much all it comes with. Instructions, this and that. Very, very simple device. Now they say this will provide 8 chargers for an iPhone 11, 6 chargers for a Galaxy S20, and 3 chargers for a tablet. That's kind of, it's subjective. What I really use this for is ham radio. Honestly, I always make sure now when I get a radio to get the USB charging cradle as well. So what I do is I use this when I go out, doing ham radio events. So I always have a battery on standby ready to go. Or if one of my battery gets low, I can just pop this in here and ready to go with it. So that's really what I'm using it for right now. One of the neat features about this is because you have the panels hanging down here, there is a way to hang this, say, off a backpack or something. So while you're walking, this will be topped off or charged. What I like these panels for, in all these type of units, is the fact that they are handy for topping it off. Let's say I use a quarter of the power. Well, I can stick this outside my tent or wherever, or on my backpack, and I can charge it during the day while I'm doing stuff. It does come, I always wondered what these were for, these little things on the side of these. It actually opens up, and you can stick a strap or a carabiner through there and hang this off your backpack. So as you're going, this is in the sunlight. So for bug-out bags and emergency gear, that makes sense to always have a way to keep your stuff topped off. Now you can't recharge this fully from these panels in a day. Let's face it, it's 6 watts. But it will keep it topped off or give you some power enough to get by, as opposed to having nothing. I mean, some of these, the older versions of these, were just a battery. And when that battery was dead, you were out of luck, unless you were carrying an additional solar panel. Another neat thing about this is you can use a solar panel, another additional one, to top the battery off. So in addition to these, if I want to open up this port here, I have my USB-C port right there, and I can plug in another panel. And, maybe a 40 watt or a 20 watt panel in there, and also get more of a charge. So that's kind of handy too. Now this also has that USB-C, which is a dual-way plug and a USB output. So you can charge 3 devices at the same time. Your 18 watt PD fast charging port will charge your phone from 0 to 50 in about 30 minutes. And the power bank can be fully recharged in 8 hours with a quick charge adapter. So if you have the USB-C quick charge adapter on this, you can plug this into the wall and quick charge it. One of the things you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it down here, let me not disturb it. You see the lights down here blinking. Okay, it's doing the last 2. And you see that little green light. That green light means it's charging via sun. So even in the lights in this room, which are fairly bright, because it is I have my studio lights up, that is getting some charge. That's kind of handy too. I am going to take it outside and see how that works, but that's kind of handy to know that even in a very ambient kind of light here, it's not super, super bright, it is picking it up and it will charge. So obviously it's going to charge in sunlight. Now they do say that before any kind of trip, you should have this fully charged. And I agree with that. You should always have your batteries topped off. Some people will say certain batteries don't like that, and I say top off your batteries, leave it alone. Every few months, go back and check them. I have a bunch of these types of power banks. Every month or so, I'll go in there, I'll hit the button, I'll see how it's doing as far as power goes. If it's down 1 bar, yeah, I'll top it off. If it's not, I'll leave it alone. So I do like to check on them. They do say to charge it up fully, and they say that the backup, the solar is really backup when there's lots of sun. And I agree with that. You don't want to primarily charge this via solar because it'll take forever. So let me fold this up really quick and show you the light. We are going to turn off the top light for that. I'll keep the side lights on because at least you'll be able to see it. If you want to activate that light, what you're going to do is hit the button here, okay? And you're going to push it and hold it. And there's your light, okay? Let's turn off the top light for a quick little example there. You can see. Okay, we'll push it again. Flashing. SOS. Push it again, you get a strobe. So you get the idea. You know, it's a nice little handy feature to have. It isn't what I would say is the brightest light, and I certainly wouldn't substitute a flashlight for that. But it is handy to have, especially when you're working with plugging stuff in. I'm going to give you a quick example of how this thing works here. You notice the green light isn't on now because the panels aren't out. Let's put them out and I'll show you. Turn itself on, hopefully. It might take a second. There we go. Now the green light's on because it's receiving sunlight. So one of the things we're going to do, and I'm going to show you, this doesn't have to be just for cell phones and tablets. I noticed on my older videos I got a lot of comments with people saying, yeah, that's great, but the cell phones aren't going to work after some kind of major disaster, and they very well may not. The point of this is so many things are moving to USB charging that a little device like this, when you don't want to carry around a huge power station, gives you that option. You got a little power in your pocket. You don't have to lug around a big, 5,000 watt power station when you can grab this and take it, and it'll be appropriate for smaller things. So what I'm going to do is take a minute here and set this up and plug in some devices and show you just how easily and how many choices you have when it comes to charging up stuff via USB. All right, so we've opened the little power port here. It doesn't give me an IPX rating on this, but I would say it's okay to get it damp, wet, in the rain, whatever. I wouldn't submerge it. You do have this little protective grommet around the outside here. So let's plug this in and see. This is a little example of some of the cool things that you can get on USB chargeable devices. This is a little light bulb, and that will sit there and run for, gosh, probably a pretty long time, being that it's a single USB. So now I've got my light set up. Let's say I want to recharge my radio from being out on the trail all day. I can take this and plug it in, and as you can see, the red light is now on, and that's charging it up as well. So there you go. I got my tent light going, all right? I got light in my tent. I have a radio charging up. If I wanted to plug in something via the USB-C port, I could, and fast charge my cell phone, my GPS, whatever. So many other devices now are chargeable now by USB power. Even my lights here in the studio that I use for the video run on USB. I have them down to a power bank at the bottom there. So there's so many options out there now that this isn't just for cell phones anymore. Let's take this outside, give it a quick look outside and see how it charges up in the sun. All right, it's actually nice and quiet out here. We were very, very windy the last few days, so it's been nice to have a little calm weather. I was glad I had that today so I could shoot this for you. As you can see, I kind of have the panels angled in the sunlight. I have 3 little dots on it now. We're going to leave it out here for about 10-15 minutes and see if it goes to 4. I think it's right on the verge of going to 4. So we're going to leave it out here and see how that works. I'm not worried about it being too hot in the sunlight because, again, it's kind of cool out here today for a summer, from beginning of fall, beginning of spring into summer. It's oddly cool out here today. So we will leave it out here for a few minutes and see how that goes. All right, so I had it out there for about 35 minutes, and we went from 2 bars to 2 dots to 3 dots. I believe you can see that, almost a 4th. So it does do its job. The panel works. I mean, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's meant as a backup. So quickly, let's give you some specs on this. It is a lithium polymer battery. Like we said before, the panels are 6 watts. The capacity is 26,800 milliamp hours. You have USB output ports, 2 of them, and that is 3.0 amps. You have a USB-C output at 5 volts, and that's 3 amps. Your dimensions are 6.1 inches by 3.39 inches by 1.26 inches. Your weight on this is about 1.26 pounds, so a little over a pound. Not super heavy. Again, for a battery backup, like I said, carrying something like this is a whole lot more convenient than lugging around a power station, especially if you're on foot. And you do get one USB-C cable over here to charge it. There we go. Kind of a short cable, so if you're going to be doing something a little bit longer, you may want to get it a little bit longer than that. But this is also a two-way port, so you can charge in that way or get power out that way too if you have a USB-C device to USB-C. So that will be a quick charger for you as well. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good deal. Now the cool part about this is it's on sale right now. Okay, there is a 20% coupon under the price. Now that's at the making of this video. Okay, that's today. If you're watching this video 6 months from now, it may not still be there, but there is a 20% coupon off. That comes to around $9.20 off. So the original price is $45.99. You're going to get $9 off that. So that's a pretty good deal for these. That's about the range for these power stations with the fold-out panels. And there are some with a ton more panels. Again, you're adding more weight. You're adding more things that can break. I think 4 panels total is a good compromise on these. You're not lugging around something that's huge. You're not lugging around something that's going to snap off or break or catch. Especially if you're wearing this on your backpack, say, to charge it while you're walking. Definitely the right size, I think. You will get a user's manual on this as well. So you're going to save some money. You're going to get a good little deal. And remember, don't just think of this as a cell phone charger. Especially in today's prepperverse, you know, with all the new items that are out there. There are so many items now that charge via USB-C. I mean, I have shortwave radios that do it now, lights, all sorts of stuff, adapters for ham radio. Like I say, when I buy a ham radio, one of the first things I do is search for the USB charger, and that way it's very, very convenient. I always have the option of plugging this into, say, an adapter if I want to plug it into the wall, you know, and charge it, or I can just plug it into my power bank and charge it as well. So there are options out there now for so many things, and even unusual things like lights and heating pads and all sorts of stuff now run off USB. Now remember, this is a smaller battery bank. If you plug in a CPAP machine to this or something like that, it's probably going to eat it up in a couple hours, as opposed to a bigger power station. So you kind of got to decide what you want as far as what your needs are. But as far as I can see, that's a pretty darn neat little deal, and it seems to work very, very well. The panels seem to be fairly efficient as well, too, which is nice. I suspect some of the earlier models, not of this brand, but of other brands, the panels were really there more as a decoration. Maybe they were 1 or 2 watt panels. This gives you a full 6 watts, so it will charge the battery. It might take a while, but it will do it. So anyway, that's the Riapow 26,800 milliamp hour solar battery bank. Again, don't just think of it as a phone charger. There's so much more this can do for you. And I thank you guys for watching. The link will be down below. Don't forget to click the coupon on the site. On Amazon, there'll be that little coupon underneath the price. Don't forget to check out our Amazon affiliate store as well. This will be in my store if you're interested in checking it out. So don't forget to check out the store if you're interested in any of the products that I show on the channel. Below that, we have our freeze-dried wholesaler link. If you click that link, you save 15% on your order. So definitely check it out. We have our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. We've got some good deals going on there this month. Got some money off on a 3-month kit and a 4-week kit. So you want to check that out. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store as well. I want to thank all of my new consultants and delivery customers. I noticed last month I got a bunch of you guys. So thank you for joining up. And I hope you guys enjoy the food. I hope you guys have a lot of success in the program. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.